Hi friends, my name is Micaiah Owens. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist, and today I wanted to share some tips on how to be unaffected by food talk this Thanksgiving. So I'm going to walk you through some specific examples and give you some powerful statements to use in this video on how to respond to people's food and diet comments. Comments that, typically maybe in the past have caused you to self-sabotage your nutrition journey. So I created a free resource with example responses all typed out, ready to go for you. So what I want you to do right now is pause the video, scroll down to the video description, and grab that free resource because it's going to help you this Thanksgiving. It really is. Did you do it? Okay, good. Okay, so what exactly is food talk, you might ask? Think of it as those pesky comments that people make, family, friends, around the dinner table. So some example comments would be things like, wow, I'm so glad I didn't eat before coming to this event, or this is so fattening, I never eat food like this, or maybe they're commenting on something you're doing. So maybe they say, oh my gosh, is that seriously all you're gonna eat? Or they say something like, today I'm just going to cheat on my diet. I'm going to go ahead and have this. Any of those comments are food talk that really evoke a response a lot of times within you, and they can cause you to do things that are harmful because you're either trying to prove them wrong about their comments, or you're actually coming into alignment with an unhealthy behavior that they're exhibiting. So here's what I want you to do this Thanksgiving. I want you to, or even right now, just if you're in the car or at work, you can do this right now. Take a minute and think about somebody that's going to be at your Thanksgiving gathering. Is there anybody there that you know every year they make a food or diet comment, okay? What kinds of things do they typically say? Are they food pushers or are they avid dieters? Do you got someone in your head? Okay, this next part is for you. If you know that there's going to be somebody there at your Thanksgiving gathering, I got one in my head, okay? So, before you go to the gathering, I want you to physically write out a response to the food comments that you anticipate them making. If you got nothing, don't worry. I created a freebie with all of the responses that you're going to need to say at that Thanksgiving. If you didn't download it already, go get it. It's in the video description, okay? This might feel weird at first, writing something down preemptively, but having a pre-contemplated response can actually help you in the moment, because a lot of times you get taken off guard when somebody says something and you don't really have time to react. So if you write something down beforehand, you're going to go into it a lot more successful. Before you go to the gathering, read it over a couple of times, have it internalized, so when the moment comes that you need to use it, you'll be able to just say it instead of being like, you'll just be like, boom, there it is. I know it. I wrote it down. I got it. Okay? So here's a few examples of when you could use some responses, okay? So if you have a food pusher at your gathering, you got somebody in your head, you're like, oh, they always push food on me. Here's what you can say to them. You know what? That dessert, it was so amazing. I loved it, but I'm super full right now, so I'm going to take it, but I'm going to go get a Tupperware, and I'll help you put it in, and I'll take it home, eat it tomorrow. So with this comment, a lot of times food pushers, they are people who feel loved by serving others. So they don't realize it, but they feel better when you eat the food that they've made because they feel like they're serving you. So with this comment, you can still honor them by accepting the offer that they're giving you. You're letting them serve you by taking the food home, but you're also honoring yourself and your body and what it's telling you to do in that moment, okay? So maybe you don't have a food pusher. Maybe you have an avid dieter who's always making comments about diets. With these kinds of people, you honestly, sometimes you just have to change the subject when you're talking to them. So say something like, you know what, this is a time and a holiday where we really are just here to enjoy ourselves and connect, make better relationships. So let's go ahead and shift the focus of this conversation to something that will help us connect better. How's that project that you've been working on? How's it going for you? Tell me about it. I want to hear about it, okay? With that response, you kind of just, they don't want to hear it. They're in their diet, and that's somewhere where they're at right now. And so you trying to educate them might not be the most effective thing. Just switch the comment. Make it something that's more beneficial to both of you, okay? Maybe you have a food commenter who's not really like in a diet themselves, but they're always commenting on things that you're doing when it comes to food. So basically, what you need to do with this type of person is you need to ensure that you don't do something to spite them and end up hurting yourself based on the comments that they're making towards you. So if they comment on how little you're eating, this could send you into wanting to restrict even more. So maybe they say, oh my gosh, is that only all that you're going to eat? You need to make sure that that doesn't trigger you to restrict and prove them like, oh, I can restrict even more. Or they might say something like, whoa, are you really going to eat all of that? Or you don't typically eat that type of food. It might make you feel shameful, like, oh gosh, should I not be eating this? I don't. Like, this is a lot. And then it might cause you to binge even more later. So here's what you say to the food commenters, okay? Yep, I've chosen this amount of food to eat. It's on my plate. And if it's too much, I'm going to box it up, take it home. I'll have leftovers. And if it's not enough, by golly, I'm going to go get seconds. I feel really good about the food that's on my plate, and I'm looking forward to eating it. Okay? So those are 3 responses that you can make to different types of people that are making different comments to you. But the bottom line and the most important thing is for you to remember to not let other people's comments to derail you. You are on your own journey and nobody can live it for you. Making a plan of how you want your holiday to go beforehand, before going into the event, can set you up for success. So check out those laid out comments that I've already made for you. If you need some help, like what do I say to them? What am I gonna say? Okay. And then also remember that sometimes people just don't realize how they come across. So don't give them power over you by allowing their words to change the trajectory of your future. Okay. I hope you have an amazing holiday. And if you're wanting to use some of those replies I shared with you in this video, please go get that free resource. I have them all typed out, ready to go for you, okay? Make sure to grab it via the link in the video description. I'll see you next time.